Welcome back to the Holden Centre. Hope you're enjoying the coverage through Richmond Media of this stream of this Round 17 clash, Richmond and Collingwood. If you're a Richmond fan, you'd certainly be enjoying it. They've done all the attacking, they've done all the scoring, 8-9-57, leading by 44 points over the Pies, 2-1-13. They've been dominant. My name's Andrew Leonard. I'm joined by James Hickleton. In commentary today, we've got a quarter to go before we all head across the road to the MCG to watch the AFL game between the same two clubs. But we're back underway here in this final quarter. And Collingwood just trying to get some respectability on the scoreboard because they're not pegging back this margin as it stands, 44 points, 57 playing 13. Again, at the start of the term, it's all Tigers so far. They've managed to work the ball forward. They're going to go inside with their first foray forward over the back. Chance out the back now for Richmond again. They're not going to get there. They might now through, not Silvestro. It was Nelson who snapped towards goal, and they might get a goal off the line. Have they? Yes, they have. So Richmond,
just another opportunistic sort of goal.
It was indeed hacked forward. I thought it actually was going to be rushed through, but the Tigers get on the board.
The big fella,
I think it's Coleman Jones who's kicked his first, possibly.
I think it might be. Let's try and pick it up. It's one of the big fellas.
Yeah, Coleman Jones.
Coleman Jones.
He's first of the day. So 1 goal, 3. He's broken his run of behinds with a soccer goal. Couldn't really miss from there if you can get some boot to ball.
So we're back in the middle now. Coming up was Lynch and went down very hard on the turf. The Tigers, though, just keep going forward again. McIntosh takes it cleanly. Just sends this one inside forward 50. Needs a mark. It's going to get out the back. Went over the head there. That was a Miller. Now Markov with it in a difficult position. Should have gone on the goal, my man, but instead he just goes across the face and team thing. Mark taken on the chest and they'll get another shot on goal.
I was worried for a moment there because you didn't say my man before you said Markov.
Oh, if he had have just gone and snagged it, I would have lost the plot. Would have been out there high-fiving him. But now we're going to get a shot on goal. The Tigers here. I reckon that might be Ballard out there. A long way away from us. Right foot kick.
He liked it.
Look,
straight
good
away.
off the boot now about that from the pocket. 2 quick goals to start the term for the Tigers, and it just gets a little uglier. 69 playing 13 in this one.
Absolutely loved it too.
It was never in doubt, that one, was it?
And good call on Ballard too. His second of the day. So the Tigers with a hot start here, much like they did in the first quarter. They kicked the first 2 goals inside, I reckon, about a little 3-minute patch, and they've done the same thing here in this last quarter. 10-9, 69 to 2-1-13.
Just 2 minutes in too, and yeah, as you say, it is very much like the first quarter, isn't it, where they just went bang bang early. Those 2 goals, they sort of set the tone of the game, didn't they?
They did, really.
Collingwood just playing catch up ever since.
And they haven't been able to get close, so disappointing result for the Pies. They came to the game in some sort of form, winning 4 of their last 5, but only winning 6 games for the year so far, Collingwood, and probably putting paid to their September ambitions. I'd say they'll be 2 games and a heap of percentage out of the 8 now. Free kick going Richmond's way.
Would you believe it? It's another ruck infringement.
Yeah, Coleman Jones, the recipient, kicks it up towards full forward, flying across the pack. Gold sack, smothered off the boot. Collingwood clear to Wills. His kick is a pass, and it's well taken by Howe, who marks on the wing. Lockie Howe. Oh,
how's the candy?
Bit of fancy stuff. I don't mind that from Howe, and does the right thing and gets some territory for his side too.
I love how perfectly the ball was just stuck in the one mitt.
Well, hoping for a bit of showtime. It was good stuff, right around Bolter, and
it was Jared Brennan from years gone by.
I remember that.
Jared Brennan, very much like the skill he used to show off.
Very nice. More, please. Smith is wrapped up in a strong tackle by Townsend's been fantastic with his tackles all day.
There's that. You're getting pumped and you just start rolling out party tricks. That's one way to try and get a little bit back in this game.
It's his 7th tackle, Townsend, today. He's had 6 to 3/4 time, and add that one there. Been one of the best, one of the Tigers' best to go with his 16 disposals so far to 3/4 time.
Butler was in there with a strong tackle a moment ago, as was English there. It's been impressive, the tackling. of this Tigers group, as you mentioned.
65 tackles to 58 Richmond, so winning more of the ball and more tackling. It's just been a complete performance from Richmond today.
Certainly, as they've played the conditions perfectly. So this ball just edges forward for the Pies, trying to clear away, but getting run down was Wills. Just took far too long to get rid of the footy. And Jacob Townsend again, he's been super.
8 tackles.
Really good numbers for him. He just goes with the short one. That was Collier Dawkins. Plays on, takes the man on, and then just shrugs the tackle, gives the handball back. It's going to end up with Townsend now. He's just going to try and steady, kick it further afield. Menadue at the front, brought it down. Butler roved it well. He's got a man on further afield. I reckon it's Ballard. He's going to have to put in a few hard yards to get there before the boundary, and he can't. Throw in 50 around from the Tigers goal.
So just a couple of more numbers, leading possession getters for Richmond in that third, or over the course of the game so far. So I don't have the quarter stats, but the game stats. Menadue with 22, Townsend 16, and Butler 14. 14 also to Ballard. Coleman Jones has had 12 and Weller 12. So they're the leading possession getters for the Tigers. Not massive numbers, but the breadth of their team that have got a lot of the footy is quite wide. The Pies, on the other hand, plenty of the ball. Oxley 25, Broomhead 20, Wills 18, Madgen 16, and Lane 15. Collingwood have worked it to half forward. But again, breaking down across half forward as Butler goes in and wins the ball. Strong tackle put on him by Sammy Relf. And we'll have a ball up on the point of the square, left half forward for Collingwood.
As you were just rolling through the stats then, it caught me attention there, the possession, as you talk about. Lots of numbers there for Collingwood. And they have had more time in possession.
Yep.
Which is a shock, really, but handball happy and struggling to go forward as Lynch just dumps this one inside forward 50, floating back, standing underneath it. I reckon that was Ballard now getting back in defence after it's being forward, and a free kick has been found to go the way of the Pies. They're going to get a shot on goal there.
They will indeed. I suppose if you've got the ball in your hands and handballing it, that's in your possession, but if it's on the deck and you're kicking it off the ground, you've never actually gained possession, but you've gained territory, so that would make sense.
Yeah, well, yes, yeah. So there we go. So the shot on goal is going to be had from about 40 out, and it's a spearing ball, and the mark will be taken on the chest there by Coleman Jones, deep in defence. I reckon he played on there, but he's not called to. Egmalay Smith with it on the left shoot to the outer side. Oxley's got the front position. He couldn't take it cleanly, and then it just landed in his lap. Sends it back inside forward 50. Tigers with the numbers there should be able to kill it or let it go out the full, and that they do.
It was Andrew Gallucci who had that shot at goal, and he's their leading goal kicker this year with 13, but I don't think we've called his name too often today, in or near the goals.
Might be harsh. I don't think I've sighted him.
Anyway, he's had a shot there.
Just trying to have a look at Gallucci's numbers. And he's at 11, so
well,
obviously I've probably been calling someone else.
Well, it was also, he's on the outer side of the ground when he was getting all those touches. When that rain was on, we couldn't see when the rain was teeming down on the other side of the ground. It has cleared up at least, and which no, it's still drizzling a bit.
Just a little bit.
It's certainly not as heavy as it was earlier in the night.
So the Pies, they've just gone back to go forward, and then they try to chisel one inside forward 50 again, and it might actually work on this occasion. And now one thrown around the corner to a dangerous position. The fly there, almost the mark taken by Wilson, and now it's off the ground and it's gone through. Oh, it's that man Gallucci.
It just extends.
Yeah, he's done next to nothing all night, despite having 11 touches and a goal to his name. Good stuff by the Gallucci.
And he extends his lead at the top of the VFL goal kickers for Collingwood. Gets his 14th of the year in his 10th game. Not many, is it?
No, I was about to say peppering the goals.
No.
It's a bit of a worry, 14.
That's a similar story at Richmond. The leading goal kicker for the Tigers is Chol with 17 from 9 games this year. Butler 14.
Many, isn't it?
Butler 14. Townsend moves to 16 with his 2 today.
And Butler and Townsend, as we've seen today, predominantly in the middle of the ground.
Exactly right. So it's strange competition. I think the leading goal kicker in the VFL has only got 29, Jordan Lyle from Port Melbourne.
It's real small numbers, isn't it?
It is, yeah. This must be an even scrappier game. I suppose playing in open grounds, a lot of windy conditions, not getting the big goal kickers.
Yep. And some of the power forwards of years gone by would be disgusted with that stat, wouldn't they?
Here's Gallucci again. There's another touch. Kicked it off the ground. Might get another one for that too.
And then a tackle to go with it. His fantasy points are going through the roof.
Egan Smith won the football though for the Tigers, and it eventually comes out to Harris at half back.
Well, we found something to cheer for in this last term.
Galluch.
Let's get the Galluch maybe 3 and 10 touches.
Yeah.
It goes up to the wing. Having to put his head over the footy was English and did well. Then just getting a little grubbery kick along the ground. That was Collier Dawkins. And just clearing the ball out of the area was Madgen. I don't know if you know. Madgen appears to be one of these humans, which I've only ever seen him live in person once, that being today. It's quite tall, but has quite short legs. He's got a real long upper body.
That's very true. I hadn't noticed that. He's a former basketballer, isn't he? I think he's.
I think so, yeah.
It's a very good observation.
He's got the legs of a small forward. As it's thrown back into play, Coleman Jones giving away a ruck free kick.
Well, that one I could see.
That's the first obvious one I've seen out there. The rest of them are just two blokes grappling going for the ball. I mean, what do you expect? And in true ruckman style there, Lynch having absolutely no idea of the rules of footy that you've got to go back over the mark. So the ball will come back to him.
Obviously not a former ruckman in your previous life, James.
No, I don't have a great respect for him. It's a kick further afield. Intercepted well there. That was good. Hang and mark there by Henderson, the 23rd man for the Tigers today. And now it's just going to be kick to kick back down the line. Look for a flyer. And it'll get out the back, but the Pies have got the numbers. That was Woodward, I think, getting involved. And now Brewer, just the right foot, curling ball around the corner, trying to get to a dangerous position. Mark couldn't be held. The Pies, through numbers, are trying, just edge their way out of there. Strong tackle. Tigers with the pressure, just kept holding it up, and they'll get a ball up 45 from home. Half forward line. So 11 minutes gone in this final term. Tigers 69 are playing at Collingwood 19, and that's a sizable lead. 50 points in the wet. That's a pounding.
It is indeed. It's been all Richmond today. I just imagine again hacking one away from the defensive area. Tigers at the fall of the ball though, win it through Ballard. He was strongly tackled though, not going anywhere, and we'll have a ball up. Oh no, holding the ball, he's been pinged. So free kick to Boston Valugi, who's had a fair bit of the ball. Umpire calls play on, he didn't do anything.
Oh, look at that.
A bit more candy. We're liking this.
He did with two hands though.
Exactly right. He doesn't quite have the big hands of Lockie Howe.
It's been a little bit of a party time for usually the team in front has all the tricks in the final term.
Exactly right.
Not the team that's 9 goals down.
No.
But I like it.
No.
They're still showing a little bit.
Exactly right. Thrown in. Richmond again, just more desperate at the contest. Good play by them. But chopped off by Keane at half back for Collingwood. Kick in board was okay. Finds Lane and kicked a goal earlier. Wanted to go wider to Cameron, who marks on his chest, and they've gone backwards here, the Pies, and Richmond's zone just moved across with such diligence there.
That's the problem. He went backwards with a kick that had a lot of hang time.
And short pass, missed opportunity, bounced off the chest, comes back in board, kick goes to Weller, and Weller marks overhead. So skill execution by Collingwood, skill execution by Richmond. There's a bit of difference, contrasting both in the style of play, trying to do the short passes. Richmond do the short pass when it's on. Collingwood try to do it pinpointing passes out of the back line, and they've turned it over, and Richmond have get another shot at goal. Weller will take this opportunity. Hasn't kicked a goal today. Kicks from about 40 metres, went very close to the man on the mark, got under it a bit, and showed in the way the end result, only a minor score. He has kicked 7 goals for the season, but didn't add to that tally today, did Weller, and it's a minor score. So the Tigers go to 10-10-70, leading the Pies 3-1-19.
So the kick out of defence for the Pies, almost marked by Bolter. He claimed it. Now his kick inside forward 50. It just bounced over everyone, was heading down towards the line, but the Pies can clear it out of there. Trying to get over and gather the footy's out man Gallucci. Look at him go. Showing plenty in this last turn. Big Malays went over his head, and look at the run. The Pies are out the back here. It's going to be given over the top. Getting involved there was Tohill. He's got one of the 2 goals, gave it off, and there'll be a free kick for too high. and 50, or there might have been a little bit of lip. And I reckon he's just given another one. So we might just go the whole way to the line.
I reckon he actually said, take him all the way to the line.
Take him.
He did.
That's...
if you're going to give a 50 for that, go all the way to the line.
May as well go to the line. So the Pies, they're going to get their third and their second as the result of 50-metre penalties too.
Yep.
So Woodward goes right to the line. No mistakes there. Just chips it over the top and the Pies get their third. 3-1-19. Richmond 10-10-70 for the Pies. Goals to Gallucci, Lane and Tohill. On the Tigers side of things, multiples to Ballard, Markov, Miller. So it'll go back to the centre now as we just slowly watch the minutes tick down in this game. We're at 14 gone in the final term as we look out onto the road here, and the traffic building. We plenty of people going to the game tonight. You'd hope the rain doesn't keep many away.
Probably costs them about 10,000, doesn't it really? I think you get about 10,000 fair weathers sitting there going, I don't want to sit in the rain all night.
But it does mean the bars make a lot more money tonight.
When it's raining.
When it's raining.
Yeah, that's probably right.
It's a far better spot to watch than sitting in the rain.
Yeah.
Stand there with a cold one. So that'll be Woodward with the ball in hands. He's gone out wide and he's just sat it straight on the chest of Menadue. And he's just said, no, I don't want it. Ball gathered there. That was by Harris, and he got one too high. And the boss just slipping up over the shoulders.
I got to say, the umpiring's been pretty good for the condition. A bit more candy. It seems to be the way of the world.
It's the theme in this last quarter.
This wing. It's like we've put the request out and everyone's delivering.
We wanted something. So Oxley with it. He's just sending it further afield for the Pies. Egmlace just tried to stick out the one Duke and pull it in. Couldn't quite do so. So it goes over the line. Also involved there was Caulfield. So throw in 70 around from the Pies goal.
45-point margin in favour of the Tigers. And they're going the same play as before. I think we saw that just before from Harris. Did very well. Tigers chop it off. Menadue snaps around the corner. Coleman Jones underneath it. Couldn't quite haul it in. Goldsack gathers. Just gets boot to ball. Grubbers an underground kick. Townsend slaps it out. Tries to get it to the advantage of Collier Dawkins. He couldn't gain possession. Menadue over the top tackling Appleby, who's got the football at the bottom of that pack and will have a ball up. Right in front of our broadcast position here at the Holden Centre. Richmond Media live stream. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. It's been a wet one here today. The Tigers have been excellent. The Pies not so. 45-point margin at this stage of the game. In the closing stage of this last quarter, Menadue gathered but was tackled by Appleby and will have a ball in as it slipped off the side of his boot. Rain's been pretty consistent throughout the contest. But it hasn't impacted Richmond's ability to hit the scoreboard.
Nah, it's an impressive score in the wet, isn't it? Usually you might see, you know, 8 or 9 goals could win the game, but they managed to get 10 through the big sticks today, and there's still about half a quarter left, so there's time for more.
Sorry, go ahead.
As Collingwood are just trying to go forward again. They tried for a fly, couldn't get the mark. Kick around the corner, it's going to be out in front of Miller. He manages to pick the ball up, handball it over the top to Coleman Jones, get the 1-2. Now he's got another man over the top there, that's Bolter. He gives it off. It's with English, he gives it off to Menadue. He's got some run. Just a little bit of dash, shrugged one. He's just going to run too far. He's run about. Well, I'd go as far to say he's taken at least 24, 25.
He ran a long way.
And then he's just completely stuffed it across the face. So, anticlimactic sort of finish to that one there. He just pushed it across the face, but it was good play from the Tigers.
It's really good play.
We were hoping for something special as they bring it back out defensive 50 Collingwood and taken towards the line for a throw in 60 round from the Tigers goal.
And it was good play. He started his run from outside 50 and probably ran to about 15 metres out. It was a bit more than 25 steps, I reckon.
Without a bounce.
Without a bounce.
Yeah, no, I think it was yourself that just said a moment ago they had a good night, the umpires.
They had, yeah. I gave them a rap and they just missed that one. And I reckon they've been pretty good in the conditions. Here go the Tigers again. Townsend on 50, centres the ball. Right option, punched away. Pies at the fall of the ball, crashing through. Keane did pretty well, got it to Wills. Back to Broomhead. just spirals the ball. Beautiful spiral. Got good connection that time. Out towards the wing. Over the back, chance here for Gallucci, and he's worked it forward of the ball, and they're going to pay deliberate against him.
No, that's it.
They've had a bad 2 minutes. It's tough.
That is a real stinker.
That's happened all night, and it's been kick for territory all night, and that's the first one we've seen.
And on Gallucci too. No. Coleman Jones through the hands. He couldn't hold it, and then he's just tackling a man without it, but the umpire couldn't quite see that. We don't like bashing up.
No.
And they have been very exceptional tonight. But my God, that is a shocker.
In the context of the game and how it's been all night, just kicking for territory.
I'm happy with the margin at what it is, because if that had have happened in a close game, well, if it had happened in a close game where you've got 60,000 people watching, there'd be riots.
Yeah.
So we throw him back in. Might be Bolter doing the ruck work now for the Tigers. He's done a little bit of it at the senior level too. He's got plenty of dash usually when he gets it as well. He couldn't get away cleanly on that occasion. Oh, and a big tackle too from Bolter. Shown a bit there. Kick going forward from English. Umpire's going to pluck a free kick for a hold. The non-officiating umpire. And it's Grill with the footy. And the smaller man involved there. Just sends this one deep. And there's going to be a goal kicked. How about the roving from Silvestro? He loves these conditions. He slots what is his first of the day.
How easy was it?
And the Tigers 11th. 11, 77. Collingwood 4-1-25. And I reckon sitting underneath there, I think it was Lane for Collingwood. Just completely misread. I think he was looking for some body contact just to.
So he just sat at the back, waited, and said thank you very much.
Then he ended up being able to take it. Well, he could have taken it uncontested. Instead, he missed it. And Silvestro says, "How good's this?"
Yep.
So 21 minutes or thereabouts gone in this final term. The rain just sets in a little bit more again. He's going to be a scrap at the G tonight.
Yeah, out to 52 points here. The Tigers up. Collingwood won the knock and the clearance through Broomhead, but it's touched off the boot, so no mark to Caulfield. Plays on, kick partially smothered, comes to Butler off half-back, hand passes wider to McIntosh, who threw it on the boot, kicked around the corner. Coleman Jones has tried to knock it to advantage. Pies there trying to mop up. They can't do so. Good pressure on Lane. On the outer side of the ground, Richmond win the contest though, come forward by Brewer, series of hand passes, that's Butler running through, and the rain has really started to pour again. Broomhead got a kick away and kicked around the corner, and Collingwood have got the mark through Lynch.
It's interesting though, there's next to no wind.
Yeah, exactly right. Gallucci's kick is a good one up towards half forward, but the Tigers have mopped up again, and their ability to mark overhead has been quite significant considering how much rain we've seen. Richmond have been really good in that area today.
Clear change in the second half from Collingwood too, without any real success. But I mean, we're talking about a stat where handballs were substantially in front of kicks at half time. They've got that back to 164 kicks to 135 handballs, so they've got that ratio right, but I think at the end of the day it's just a better side on the other side.
No doubt, but also a bit too little too late, so the momentum and sting out, it goes out of the game and all of that sort of thing. Once you get that advantage in conditions like this, you just feel like you've got the game sewn up. Another chance for Richmond here. Snap at goal is just offline and a minor score, so the Tigers stretch their advantage to 53 points.
53 it'll be. And you mentioned a moment ago the marking of the Tigers, 56 marks in wet conditions. That's a super effort to 34 from the Pies. So they've controlled the air, they've controlled it at the ground, and controlled the territory battle as well.
They have. And we don't have time in forward half, do we? It's one of the ones that...
no. I don't think so. Time in possession still in favour of Collingwood. Only just.
Manager just missed it. Woodward hand passed out. He missed his target in Wellings. And Richmond have managed to lock things up at half forward. Oh no, just comes out the back here to Appleby. Howe tried to knock it on to Gallucci's advantage. Strong tackle on him. there by Garthwaite, and we will have a ball up on the wing.
Not sure why, but the Galooch, we didn't see much, and all of a sudden he's everywhere.
Now that we know who he is,
well, that generally helps. Probably called him Broomhead Knoxley a few times.
No doubt.
As the ball just works back towards the middle of the ground. It's just the rolling scrum. And Townsend, tough over the footy, and he went to just, oh, that's going to be high. That's a real clumsy sort of free kick from Townsend. Won't cost them too much. It is late in the game. It'll be Appleby to receive that free kick. He's going to come out wide. A mark taken there by Lane. And he is a man that looks freezing. The long sleeves are real soaked.
Yeah.
As this one was kicked forward, and that hold came quite early than I thought there. That was on Street, but eventually the ball cleared from there. Collingwood just trying to edge this one forward. Galooch was there. Again, a lot of the footy. As the Tigers got the clearing kick going forward, my man Markov's there trying to put some pressure on. Butler was involved as well. Markov just had a fresh area at it. He meant to kick the ball. And then he goes and lays a good tackle and just holds up the Pies, stops them from rebounding. And we'll have a stoppage, 45 out from the Tigers' goal.
I've got another interesting question for you. Now, I think there's about 6 or 7 Collingwood players out there with long sleeves on. No Richmond players. Is that because these yellow away jumpers don't come in a
long sleeve?
Or is it the Hardwick under the Clarkson, coming out of the Clarkson school?
Maybe.
Don't wear long sleeves.
Maybe, yes. I'd be going more for that second option. It could be a case of the coach just going, harden up.
I'm just trying to think, does any Richmond player currently wear long sleeves?
I don't recall seeing it.
I can't think of it either. Maybe it is the Hardwick out of the Clarkson school if we don't wear long sleeves.
Yeah. But in saying that, if you think back to years ago, a few years back now, I know Hardwick was there. I reckon Deledio was, in his time at Richmond, was a long sleeve wearer.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't recall seeing it recently. I'm sure we're being hammered on Twitter and all sorts of social media saying someone did it last week or something along those lines. But look out. This is my man. He's a strange sort of unit. And he's just missed to the near side.
2 goals, 3 for Markov today.
He's going to hunt me down and belt the you-know-what out of me, I reckon, one day, Markov, if I keep calling him a weird unit. But he needs to own it. He's unique. As the ball kicked out of there. Bolter was the man sitting underneath it. Lynch got involved. Silvestro just barreled through there. Was gang tackled. Couldn't go anywhere, and then it's eventually held up. So there's not a lot left in this one. We're going 26 minutes in this final term. 79 playing 25.
You were a long sleeve wearer when you played in the wet back in the day?
I was, but that's because there was nothing of me.
Yeah, well,
and if lack of arms means you have to wear long sleeves.
Oh, I've got a lack of arms as well. I think once you got to senior footy, you sort of felt like you could wear short sleeves all the time.
Wow, yeah, nah. I was the opposite. I wore the long sleeves for a little bit of extra protection on the arms. I felt like they wouldn't feel the hits as much.
Bolter had front spot, but Lynch worked him under it and got the possession and clearing kick up towards half forward for Collingwood. Coming through Broomhead. Nice pick up in the conditions. Again, tumbles a kick forward, but beautiful play by Harris, who gathered the football at half-back for Richmond, spun around and kicked it back towards this near side. Lane underneath the football, hand passed over his head. The Tigers doing better with numbers. English did really well as well. Look away hand pass was not bad there from Glover, but I don't think Woodward was expecting it, and it's been coughed up. Woodward goes back in to try and win possession. I think we're going to get a ball up. Bolter's trying to lay a tackle, and they're all pretty much ready to call it a day, I reckon, these players.
Yeah, they've had enough. What do you reckon? Friday night, early game, I would have thought hit the showers, and then...
most of them have got to truck across the road as well, do the recovery, and then truck across the road to watch the game, I
would have thought so, and you'd hope the clubs are putting them up behind glass across the road as well.
They just sit in the open, the players?
Oh, no, can't look after you. Surely they've got to look after them on a night like this.
Yeah.
I think they've deserved a couple. Thrown up, and each ruckman have just about slapped each other in the mush.
Margin still 54, the Tigers' way.
So coming in, Butler. His opponent went in lower and harder, but eventually it went over the line. Good to see the players still committing at the dying stages of this game.
Yep.
It's just about done. Couldn't be a lot left. Bolter still doing the ruck work for the Tigers. Got into a good position there with a little double palm it down. Clearing kick out of there. Collier Dawkins. He found sorry, Coleman Jones at the front there. He took it on the chest and then sent inside forward 50. Double fist defensive work from the Pies is going to be effective as it ends up there with Wellings. He's going to now get it on the boot, clearing the area. Coleman Jones underneath it. Could have taken it in his hands. It went over his head. McIntosh with it. He's got a short option. Decides to go longer to a contest. Needs a flyer. Didn't get one. Silvestro at ground level. He's going to lay a tackle, as did Butler. Now Goldsack on the left. Broomhead. The kick went about 5 metres before it landed in his hands, and then he just kicked it further at field. Going for the one-handed mark there was Glover. He couldn't handle it. Now Garthwaite there, who's been there on the last line all night, just goes to soccer and gains 50 metres for his side.
He does, and it's work towards half 40. I think that's English chasing the footy out there. He picks it up now just inside the line, brought it, kept it back in play, did really well. He's going to get it back here, English. He's going to run to 25, kick around the corner to the top of the goal square. Appleby flies to get it. Butler at the fall of the ball, wedged against the boundary line. Gives it back to Menadue, kicks it around the corner to the top of the square. No one can take a mark. Slapped away. Wills is there, wins the hard ball for Collingwood. Hand pass over the top to no one in particular. Kick smothered off the boot from Silvestro. Goes towards goal again, and it's hit the post. And the siren sounds to end an entertaining game if you're a Tigers fan. They finished the night on 11-14-80, I believe, to go to a 55-point lead. That might update in a second with that point that hit the post there. Yep, 11-14-80. Final scores here. Richmond 11-14-80, defeating Collingwood 4-1-25. Big win for the Tigers. 55-point win. They led by 27 points at quarter time, 29 at half time, 44 at three-quarter time, and 55 at the final siren. Major goal kickers, a couple each for Richmond. It was three multiples. Jacob Ballard with 2. Oleg Markov, or your man Markov, kicked 2, as did Jacob Townsend, while singles for Nankervis, Coleman Jones, Miller, Brewer and Silvestro, whilst for the Pies, singles to Tohill, Woodward, Gallucci and Campbell Lane as well for the Pies. So big win for the Tigers. They stay on top of the VFL ladder, and maybe a sign of things to come later tonight.
Well, it could be. It could be. You get the feeling, even as you look forward to tonight, the Richmond game style just suits these conditions, doesn't it? It really is typical. They just go forward, just keep going forward, just keep getting the ball forward and keep going and going and going and going and going. They keep attacking and pressuring and the like. So, really good performance from them tonight. It's hard to actually name any standouts.
If you're giving votes, is there anyone you'd give votes to?
Oh, yeah. It's a hard one.
I think that probably the AFL players are at the top of the table. So for me,
Yeah.
Townsend and Menadue were clean, and Butler did some really nice things as well.
Yep.
Nankervis started strongly, but probably went out of the game, and Markov was pretty good too.
He was good. Yeah, I think Menadue, you're right with Menadue. He's had 25 in the end, with 20 of those being kicks. In the conditions, that's what you want. And he's kicked 1 goal as well, which was a really good goal at the start of the game, running through the centre and slotting it from 50. So, yeah, he's probably the best out of them. Collingwood side of things, there was a lot of guys with high possessions, but were they that effective? So it's, dominant display from Richmond in the end. They'll take the win, consolidate their top spot, and go again next week as we get ready to head over to the other side of the road.
We do indeed. It's been a pleasure, James. Thanks for spending a couple of hours calling a VFL game.
That was good fun.
Enjoy it. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. My name's Andrew Leonard. We'll see you again next time.